streaming. Yippee, 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 yippee. I think we should be live now on Facebook. Let's see if I can see it. Yep, there we go. Hey. Hallelujah, made it. Okay, hey everybody. Let me know if you can see me and hear me okay. This thing always goes live so abruptly that it's really a little startling. Okay, now I got to catch up with what you guys are doing over there in the chat. Let's see what's going on here. Did everybody get a chance to see the August forecast for Metatron? It was a stunner. Oh my gosh. Squeezed like toothpaste in a tube. He's really good with the metaphors, right? So welcome, Donna, Mike, Elena, Rebecca, T-Barb. Hey, we've got a great start already. Fabulous. So glad to see you guys. So have you thought up your questions? Do you have something ready that you want to ask about? I see Donna posted a question already. Oh, you are so welcome, Rebecca. Yeah, so get those questions queued up for me, you guys, and we will dive right in. I'm just moving windows around to be sure I can see everything I need to see. Okay. We have 12 people here already. Wonderful. Hey, Gwen, welcome. So Donna, I will start with your question in just a short bit. I want to just kind of tap dance a little bit and wait for a couple more people to join us so they don't miss out on all the goodness. So everybody, Mike's birthday was Saturday, so wish Mike a happy birthday. Mike is a fabulous friend, collaborator, and a wonderful support for this community. And Mike has a new book out, you guys. It's the, oh, Mike, you're going to have to type the name. Something about Empty the Attic of Emotionality, I think it is, about pranic healing. Fabulous. So maybe, Mike, you even want to post that link so people can check it out. That would be great. Hi, Lori. Welcome. Beverly. Awesome. Is your progress on the right timeline? Oh, that's a great question. Okay. Susan, welcome. Okay, so before I lose it, I'm going to pop back up to Donna's question, and we're going to start there. So you guys get those little fingers busy and get me some questions in the chat, and we'll be coming right around to them. So for Donna, she wants to know, what is the one thing that will raise our vibration the most? That's a great question. We need that right now, don't we? With the crap going on around us, we need all the high vibrations that we can get. So, angels, guides, teams, come on forward. What can you tell for the collective? What is that thing or things we can do to raise our vibration now, sooner, faster? Love, love, love. It's all about love, love, love. Get into that love energy, because that's how you skyrocket your vibrational frequency. When you're in the flow, you're feeling that deep love that just flows out of you to others around you. That lifts you up and it lifts them up, and it's rapid expansion. So love is always the answer. More love. Let me know if that makes sense, Donna. Is there anything else you want to comment on that? I'm asking the teams about raising the frequency beyond love. Anything else you want to mention? Yeah, I'm hearing the Beatles singing "Love Is All You Need." So I think that's a pretty good comment. You guys can sing along there in the chat. Okay. Did I miss any questions after that? I think, Mike, you posted a question. Let me see if I can find it. Okay, here we go. So for Mike, the birthday boy, is his progress on the right timeline? So for Mike, is his progress on the right timeline? You bet your sweet bippy it is, buddy. You're right where you're supposed to be. No worries. Wipe that sweat off the brow. Just keep putting that love out there that you are so good at sharing with the world. Keep moving forward. You're doing fine. And you know that anytime you need a little extra help, you just need to reach out your hand. It's there for you, waiting to lead you forward. So move forward with love, with confidence and faith that you are on the right path. All you have to do is keep going, and it will just get better and better. And you're helping the masses at the same time. You are a gift to the world, Mike. Yes, and I see you put your title in gray. Empty the attic of emotionality for veterans. That's the title, but it's actually for everybody. It's his heart starts with the veterans. That's who he wants to help first, but it's for everybody. It's too big. It can't be contained to just one population. Rebecca, you have a question. You're going to Disneyland tomorrow, and you're worried about the new virus strain and that other monkey thing that's popping up. So should you be worried? So for Rebecca, as she and her family travel to Disney tomorrow, do you have any guidance for her? Is it safe for them to go ahead with this trip as they planned? Yes, it is safe. Okay. Is there anything they need to know so that they can relax and enjoy the trip? Call in your angels, call in extra reinforcements from the angels, Rebecca, and I'm seeing those angels surrounding your family in this bubble while you're there amidst the crowds so that you will be protected. So just keep reinforcing that bubble, and if the kids get on a ride and you're not with them, then they can put them in their own individual bubble. So just keep that in the back of your mind. You might even visualize it while it's happening, but just know once you've invoked your angels, you've told them what you want them to do, you made that request, they will carry it out. It is done. Believe it, have faith in it, trust it. And then from there, watch for the breadcrumbs that they might be sprinkling if you need to make a change anywhere along the way, if there's something you need to avoid, or if there's someplace you really need to be, there's something you need to see. So just be tuned into that, your own intuition, pay attention to that, and you'll be fine. So you guys have a really great time. Donna says, yes, it makes sense. Great. Errol, hey, welcome. Are you accidentally channeling beings or something else going on? All right. So for Errol, are there beings being channeled by Errol? Is that true? That beings are being channeled? Yes, it is channeling. Okay. And are these beings from a higher plane? Yes. Are they positive, uplifting, loving beings? Yes. So what they're sharing is for Errol's highest good? Yes. Okay. That's all I can think of to ask at the moment, Errol. So if you've got more questions about that, just let me know. But at least you know that you can trust what you're getting. It really is them. And if you're getting it in a way that doesn't feel complete, like it's maybe little bits and pieces, just know that's normal when you start channeling, because it takes a little while to get to the place where you have faith and trust enough to allow it to flow. That only happens with time and practice. Susan says, you're green on understanding veils. Can I share with you the understanding of them? A perimeter, so to speak. Veils. I have to think about what context we're talking about veils. So the first one that comes to mind is the veil that we think of between the land of the living and the land of the dead. So it's just an energy field. So they're on one side of it, we're on the other side, but it's not impenetrable. We can cross through it as they can cross over through it. That's one kind of veil. People talk about your eyes being veiled. That is where you're not able to see with clarity what you need to see. That can happen for any number of reasons. Perhaps you're not ready yet to see it. Perhaps there's fear or something blocking you. Very often people worry that what they think they're seeing, hearing, feeling is from a negative place. They don't want to trust it. So they'll kind of block it. They'll only see it partially through the veil. Because if you think of it, it's like translucent. I hope that makes sense, Susan. So they can kind of see through it, but not really clearly. So it's a lack of clarity is what that veil is doing. And then, of course, there are veils between the dimensions. I don't really know if that's what you were asking about, but let me know if that helps you to understand veils. And if not, give me a little more detail on what you're looking for, and we'll revisit. Mike, you're so welcome, always. Donna, if we are not our thoughts, why are our thoughts so important as mentioned in the August reading? It doesn't work to block our thoughts. What do we do when a negative one pops in? No, we're not our thoughts. We are the boss of our thoughts. But here's the thing. Ego is in there throwing some of those thoughts out to trip you, to hold you back. So it's a matter of finding that place of balance between soul and ego, where ego stops tormenting you with all that stuff and you can hear the voice of soul. So it's a journey learning to distinguish between the two, but you can tell because ego will be mocking you. Ego will have recriminations holding you back from something that you want to move into. Whereas soul is all about, let's go, baby, and soar. So that's a big difference between the two. If you just focus on that distinction, that will help you a lot. And then becoming the boss of your thoughts. This is something that I highly recommend for everybody. It does take practice, but you can get there. Everybody has the ability to do it. And when you do that, then you are focused on the thoughts from soul, the higher guidance from your guides, as opposed to that voice of ego that will lead you astray. So the way you do that is every time a negative thought comes up, you know it's negative because you feel bad. If it pulls you off course and you feel bad, it's negative. You don't want to dance with darkness. You don't want to entertain that, something that makes you feel bad, because it pulls your energy down, stops your manifestations, and you feel bad, and you're supposed to feel good. So what you do when that thought comes, you have in your back pocket several happy thoughts, memories of times when you were in the flow, things were going perfectly, you were manifesting, or you were in some, let's say, vacation and you were having a wonderful time. Just some memories that are really, really good, positive, upbeat. So as soon as that dark memory comes in and you notice it, the moment you notice it, swipe the screen of your mind, replace it with that happy, upbeat memory. Now, when you start doing this, it'll swipe again and that dark memory will come right back. So you might find yourself in this little bit of a game of swipe, swipe, swipe as you keep up with it. But it's like training a toddler. You have to be persistent. Don't give up. Be patient, kind, and loving with yourself. Know that you are learning a new way of being. If you put in the time, dedication, and you intend to be mindful, being very present in the moment, you can do this. Everyone can. It will change your life in the most wonderful way, because then most of the time you're going to be in that space of peace, zen, bliss. You're not going to be dancing with darkness or tormented by those thoughts. You are in alignment with your soul when you feel that way. So the more you can do that, it's a gift to yourself, the better. So let me know if that makes sense. Oh, T-Barb, you use those bubbles all the time and they work. That's awesome. Thank you for sharing that. Rebecca says, thank you. You appreciate the reminder to reach out always. Yes. Yeah, we just have to keep reminding ourselves until it becomes second nature. You know, just like replacing the thoughts. At some point in time, you'll notice it faster. You'll fix it faster. And the sooner you do that, the easier and better it gets, which means you're in the flow more often than you're not. Now, it's highly unlikely that any of us living here on Earth are going to get to a place where we're in the flow 100% of the time. We wouldn't be learning if we didn't fall out occasionally and then have to do the work to get back, right? But we can get to that place where we are the majority of the time in the flow, feeling wonderful, manifesting like crazy what we want to come to pass. And besides all the personal things that we're working on, there's the grander plan of Earthtopia. So all of that positive energy lends itself to those goals. It ripples out to all of those intentions to work on them all at the same time. T-Barb, you read somewhere that the body is the veil, and that resonated with you. Is that true? I don't know. Let's ask that question. So for T-Barb, is the body a veil separating us from higher dimensions, our body? I get a yes on that. Okay, so you got to explain. Yeah, so what I'm seeing is I see this blue pinstripe suit, man's suit, tailored suit, right? So the body is the suit that holds our soul, right? That's what it is. And as a third dimensional vessel, yes, it is a veil between us and other dimensions. So when we're connecting with higher self, the fourth dimension, the fifth dimension, the Akashic records, or if you go higher than that, there is that veil of the third dimensional body between you. But it's always been there. So what I'm feeling is that we're more of an expert at dealing with that particular veil than we are with others. So, and its purpose is very different because it's a container rather than trying to block us. It's a container. But yeah, there is that process we must go through of, what's the word I'm looking for? Becoming sensitized to feeling outside of the third dimensional boundary that this vessel presents. So that feels a little garbled to me. Let me know if it makes sense to you, T-Barb. Gwen, your sister goes to dialysis 3 times a week. She gets unhappy with her health situation and then focuses on the negative. You tell her to think and stay positive when she's feeling down. What else can you do to help her? So, Gwen, you are doing it. It's her choice after that. If she wants to go in those dark paths and, fall into that state of being, it's a choice she's making. You can lead by example. You've already told her, you've shown her, you're supporting her, but you can't make her change if she doesn't want to. So leading by example is probably going to be your most powerful action that you can take, because when she sees you doing it, having success, feeling wonderful, that's going to rub off on her. You're planting seeds whenever you do that. One of those seeds will take root at some point in time, and then she'll start to come along. Or not, if she chooses to dig her feet in. But that's the most you can do, because we can't change anybody. All we can do is change ourselves and then allow that energy to influence others. Then they choose whether they hang around and raise their vibration to meet us, or they skedaddle because it's too uncomfortable being in our energy. That's just the way it always is. But we can effectuate change by influence. That's the highest level that we have available to us. KT, you have the same question as Errol. You've been channeling since a young age. You always felt positive. You're growing your connection. And does he have anything he wants you to know? Okay, so for KT, the being that she's channeling, is there a message for KT from the being? And he says, babe, you don't have to go through a third party. We understand each other. We have a great working relationship. Let's just keep building it and working on it. Have faith and confidence. You're doing way better than you thought you were. Just keep going, because it just takes practice. Just like, oh, he's showing me a picture of you doing like musical exercises. Like if you were playing a musical instrument, let's say you're playing piano and you're doing the scales, you're practicing to get better and better at it. So it's like that. Just keep doing it, allowing it to flow. Don't second guess. Stay in the flow. Be in gratitude, because that will help you to shift your energy into a more receptive state so that you will get more. But just enjoy the ride. He's got you. You've got him. You already have a great relationship established. So just keep going. And by the way, just another little note in my ear, if you want extra help, you can ask for it at any time. You're not limited to just that one connection that you presently have. So if you want to have a party, just call more in to hang out with you, or to put them on special assignment if you feel led to do that. But just know you have the ability to call in reinforcements anytime you feel a need. Errol, can they tell you what dimension you've been to? I know, it's a great question. Let's ask. So, Errol's team, can you speak to what dimensions they have traveled to? Well, in the body, it's third dimension, of course, you know that. But when you are out of the body, when you are pure energy, you have been to all of the dimensions. You are unlimited. So there was a time back before the planets even had people or beings on them, before they were populated, when you were out and about doing the work with Creator, with your guides, the preparatory work before all of the planets as we know them were even formed. So you've been doing this a very long time, and you've had access to all. When you are in pure energy, you are unlimited. You can go, see, do anything. The problem is we forget it when we get in these third dimensional bodies. So it's a matter of reconnecting with it. But when you're talking to the one that you channel, you can ask them to show you previous incarnations, previous adventures you've had, even higher dimensions you've traveled to. So don't hesitate. Anything your mind can dream up, you can ask of them, and they will show you what's best for you to know right now. They don't always answer specifically what you ask for, but they will answer in a way that it's the best thing for you in the moment. And you've probably already experienced that. You are welcome, Donna. Susan says, thanks. You were thinking of when the dove came through your PC screen, and I said something about they came through a veil or broken through a veil. Oh, okay. Well, not broke as in a bad thing, Susan. It's a good thing. So as we were talking about earlier, like the veil between the living and the dead, in this case, the veil between the third and the fifth dimension, right? The dove was able to come through to connect with you, as your angels and guides do all the time, because they're right here with you. But that one came through in a very visceral way so that you could see it. That was a lesson for you. It was helping you to open your eyes to expand your understanding of what is possible. Because guess what? If the dove can come through, you can also go through in your astral form, not in your physical body right now, but in your astral form. You do during sleep anyway. You don't get a lot of sleep, but when you do, you are astral traveling. So you have that ability, and you can do it in meditation. So in meditation, if you make that your intention to travel to the fifth dimension, you can do that. You can journey there. You can have experiences. You can get lessons, connect with departed loved ones or angels, guides, whomever. It's totally available to you when you're not in the third dimensional body. So doing that through meditation is a perfect way to do that. But you didn't break anything. It's not a bad thing. It's a good thing. Hey, Steph, so glad you made it. Awesome. KT, that's hilarious, and it sounds like him. Thank you. You're so welcome. Yeah, some of them are real wisecrackers, and they purposefully do that because we need to lighten up. We get way too serious about things. And guess what? When you get way too serious about things, you shut that energy down in a hurry. You want to be in that space of joy, wonder, and delight, like the inner child who looks at everything with excitement and glee and just goes out and experiences it all at a very visceral level. So as much as you can, you want to embody that energy. Then more will come through, because when you're in that energy, you're just more open. You will see, hear, feel. It just, all of the senses will open up. You'll get more. Steph, do you have many guides? Yeah, everybody does. They call them Legion for a reason. When you were created, the Creator put you together in all those little aspects of your soul matrix, you were given a legion of guides and angels, masters, teachers, whatever else, enlightened beings that hang out there in your Akashic records. In addition to that, you were given an inner circle of 5 or 6, something like that, guides and angels to hang with you. So they're the ones who are right here on the third dimension with you. But you have a legion. Call upon them whenever you need them. More will come if you need. You can always bring in special assignment angels as well. But yeah, you're not going to run out. Never. There's always more than enough. And truly, it takes a legion to manage your records and everybody else's records, because we are such unpredictable creatures sometimes that they have all this stuff lined up for us, and then we do something different that they weren't expecting, which throws off the entire timeline and all the plans. So they've got to scurry around adjusting, just as the guides and angels of anybody that you were intended to connect with during that time you just changed, those have to be adjusted as well. So that's why it takes a legion, because we're unpredictable. Free will is a pain in their neck sometimes, but that's the way it is. We get to choose. Stacy, in Metatron's message, you said to visualize Earthtopia, you have difficulty with visualization. Does your team have any advice about how to access visuals or another sense you should use instead? Yes, Stacy, thanks for asking. Here's the thing. You can dream, you can daydream, right? You see visuals in your daydreams. You see visuals in fantasies. You see visuals in dreams. That means you have the ability to see visuals. Everybody does. It's just when you go into meditation, you kind of hunker down and you block it because you think, well, if I imagine it, it's wrong. No, it's not. And remember, in that message, Metatron also talked about using your creativity and your imagination. In your mind, you get a picture of what you think Earthtopia looks like. That's perfect. It doesn't have to be anybody else's vision. It's your vision. So today it can look like one thing. Tomorrow it can look like another thing. You can borrow an image from a Disney movie. You can borrow an image from, fairy tales, whatever feels good to you. You can borrow an image from something you've seen in a history book. The sky is the limit. Just pick something that feels good to you. Start there. Know over time it will shift and change, and that's perfectly fine. But you just need something to hold on to give you the confidence that you really are visualizing Earthtopia. It's available to everybody. It's that simple. So just keep practicing. Stay in that really light receiving mode of joy, wonder, and delight, just being excited to see what they want to show you. So whatever you start with, they will morph it to help you get the deeper message. That's the way it always works. But in the beginning, sometimes we have to give it a little boost by putting our own concept of what it looks like in there, and then let them run with it. So let me know how that works for you. You're welcome, Errol. T. Barb says to Stacy, I can't visualize either, so I create the feeling and the emotions of the new Earthtopia. That's perfect. Yeah, bring in all the senses. Feel, touch, taste, smell. Feel it in your entire body. Feel it with your fingertips, whatever resonates for you, because it is different for each of us. None of us are the same. We're all unique. So the experience is going to be unique as well. So just flow with it like you're on a boat, gently floating in the water. Allow it to evolve and to carry you along, and have fun. Susan says, thanks, that was helpful. Great. So call in some more doves, Susan. Bring a whole flock if you need to. Whatever it takes to help you feel better. You can bring all the doves in and let them sit around cooing while you sleep. Maybe they can coo you to sleep. That could be your special lullaby. Whatever just inspires and makes you feel good in the moment. Do more of that. That's how you get to healing. When you stay in that good feeling place, knowing that more is coming, being in gratitude for what you already have, faith that more is coming, and it'll expand. Hey, Melinda, great to see you. Errol says, rotating screensavers works to start the visualization. Cool. That's a great tip. Thank you. Richard, hey, glad to see you. Is it okay to just sit in the silence when you meditate? You're able to do that quite often. Yeah, absolutely. There are no rules about this, Richard. Do what feels best to you. If you just want to be, there's nothing wrong with that. Your angels will meet you wherever you are. So if that's working for you, you do that. If someday you feel like you want more, then ask them to help you with more. I'm getting a picture for you, Richard, of them coming up behind you with their wings spread out. They pick you up under the arms on each side. They lift you up and they take you on a flight to show you whatever marvels they want to show you. And I'm seeing you flying over a beach, and there are gemstones on the beach, and it's just so exciting for you to feel that salt spray on your face, to see the gemstones on the beach, and just in a state of wonder that you're flying with angels. You're flying with angels. How amazing is that? So that's a gift that they're giving to you, is something that you can enjoy, whether you're seeing it yourself or not. They wanted you to have that visual. I hope that helps. Errol, the portal that's near your location is bad. Oh, is it bad? Is that what you're saying? Is it bad? And if so, are they able to close it? Well, let's first ask. So there's a portal near Errol. Is this a negative energy portal? No. So it's something positive and good to explore? Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, if it was negative, they would happily close it for you. Or they would, maybe it's there for somebody else's purpose, right? Not just yours. So in that case, they would guide you away from it to keep you safe. So just lean in, allow them to, grab you under your elbows and just nudge you here and there to help you get on the right path, to avoid those dark options that you might come across in your pathway. You may not even be aware that they're doing that, or you might just get this little twinge in your pit of your stomach, the solar plexus sometimes. Tune in more to your body, see what you feel when those things happen. That's really instructive and will help you to expand your ability to read the messages, because over time, they will communicate with you more through sensations in your body. And when that happens, it's like, whoa, you're getting the full sensory experience. So it's something that over time, it can expand for you. And if it doesn't, don't judge yourself as being deficient or wrong or anything like that, because everybody's on a different path. If it's right for you, you're ready and you're open to it, it'll eventually happen. Hey, Susan, glad you could make it. Casey, it's funny, you think of Eternia from He-Man when you think of Earthtopia. That's cool. It works. Absolutely. Any visual you have is fine. Starfish, sorry you're late. No worries about that. We're just here having a good time and glad you could join us. Susan, hello. You lost track of time because you got a new credit card and you were changing all of your accounts. You apologize. No worries. It's when you get here is perfect. Just happy you're here. You were here to hear exactly what you needed to hear about 5 minutes ago. Okay. I don't know what that was, but I'm glad. That's wonderful. And that's the magic of this stuff, you guys. It's like they'll accommodate you. Maybe something happened earlier to slow the process down so that answer that Susan needed to hear came at the time that she was here to hear it, as she said. And if it had been the opposite, it could have gone faster so she could hear it before she had to leave. It's like they are just micromanaging, which usually is a negative, but in this case, it's not. They are doing it at that level, micromanaging to help us with whatever we need, the tiniest little thing. Nothing is too small. So whatever you need, they are tending to it to help you to be in the right place at the right time to get what you need. And some more. It's always more. And that reminds me, when you are working with the law of attraction, you're trying to manifest, you're asking your angels for something, it's a good idea to always say this or something better. Because guess what? We are not the best arbiters of what we need. Often they see something bigger, grander than we could have imagined. So if you leave the door open asking for that, then they can bring it to you. So always this or something better. It's a really good byline to keep in your life. Elena, does Cathedral Rock have a message for us? What a great question. Let's ask. Cathedral Rock, do you have a message for the group tonight? I'm hearing a voice that's kind of, I can't tell if it's male or female. It's right. It's an androgynous kind of voice right in the middle. And it's also talking like cowboy speak, which is really weird. I wouldn't have expected that, but it's like, yee howdy, you betcha I do. Okay, so what is it? And now the energy is shifting to a little more serious, because it's like, thank you all for coming, for being here, for expressing the care for Gaia, and by extension for Cathedral Rock, who is an extension of Gaia. We feel that. We appreciate that. We need more of that. So share that message with all that you feel led to share it with, so that it will expand, because Gaia is right now in this extreme rebirthing. It's hard. She's struggling. She needs our energy and our love, just as she has nurtured and loved us through all of our existence. She needs some of that from us now. So as much as possible, beam that love, that support. It will lift her up when she's just on her last nerve and feels like she can't go on. It's really important to do that. So thank you. Is there anything else you want to share? Very serious expression on the face. Yeah. Troubled times are coming, but no, we are here to support you. Your angels and guides are here to support you. So don't stray into worry, fear. Don't go down that dark path. Know that your angels will lift you up, over, around, whatever they have to do to help you. They're sending you all the tools that you need. Whatever you need will be there when you need it. Just reach out. Keep asking for help. Lean on them more. And now the angels are doing this dance where they're, together, they're doing one of those fancy lean on me line dances, where they, in synchronicity, they're all doing the, the hand movements like you see them doing in the time of that song. So the angels are having the backdrop of Lean on Me, and Cathedral Rock is just smiling and tapping the foot, enjoying the music. So it's, that energy, flow with that energy. When you listen to that song, does it maybe evoke in you that feeling that all is right with the world? You feel lifted up, you feel love, you feel safe and secure. That's what they want you to feel. And that's why they sing that song so often, because that's the energy that's behind that song. And it's an easy way for them to convey that message to us. So anything else from the rock? Now just kind of sinking back into the earth and saying, that's good for now. Thanks for listening. Awesome. Susan, you had to leave and take care of the plants, and now the weather is cooler. Hope to meet next time in the same space. Yeah, absolutely. We will be here next month. Hope you can join us. The plants are important. So you're doing wonderful work there. Richard says, thank you. You're so welcome. Starfish, you're holding up your hand. I don't know. I guess you're just waving at T-Bar. Okay. Yeah, it took me a minute to figure that one out. Rebecca, you've got to go help with the crying baby. Thank you. You are so welcome. Love and kisses to that sweet baby. Enjoy it. Stacy, Metatron spoke of fire. Is it literal, figurative, or both? It's both. When I was channeling that message, there was a moment where I got a visual. I was in the water, because he was talking about being in the water, bouncing up and down so that you can breathe, even though the water's over your head. And when I bounced up over on the land, I could see the land a little bit in the distance, and I just saw this wall of fire. It was quite disturbing, and that's why I asked about the fire. And so, he validated that it is literal and figurative. There are fires coming, and I'm sorry to say that, but that is true. We can't hide from the truth. What we can do, we can prepare, we can watch out, we can take extra care of our loved ones, be ready to go if you're in a place where that's a danger, so that you can bug out quickly if you need to. But also, it's an opportunity. If we can see it as an opportunity and not get all drugged down about it, this opportunity to connect more deeply with your angels, that you hear them and you respond to them in a moment's notice, in seconds. So part of this is actually training us to react faster. If you think about it, they are taking the lemons and turning it into lemonade, helping us to respond faster, to get our reflexes really honed, because as we move forward into the psychic battle for Earthtopia, we're going to need to have really sharp reflexes. That will bode well for us. So it's preparation. It's like when you're in the military and they do maneuvers to help you practice so that you can have kind of almost like a body memory reflex where you don't even have to stop and think about it. You just do it. Or like if you're a touch typist, you're not thinking about each letter you put your finger on, you just react and do it. So they're helping us to prepare at that deep of a level so that we'll be ready for what's to come. So I hope that brings you a little peace and comfort. And let me know if you need anything more on that. Gwen, one morning between the state of awake and sleep, you heard a voice say your name. You know it was a guide. You've been working on connecting since. Meditating hasn't been easy. What else can help? Take the pressure off yourself, Gwen. Just relax. Don't put expectations on it. Just be there. Allow whatever to come through to come through. Now, if you're still feeling like you're stuck, nothing's happening, then go to my YouTube channel or my website and grab some of those meditations. There's a whole bunch of them. So you'll find something that feels comfortable for you. They're guided visualizations because they are your entree to channeling. They help you get into that calm, relaxed space where you're following the visualization, whether you're seeing it or just feeling it, but it's getting you into that energy so that when the guided visualization stops, you're now in the perfect place to pick it up and continue connecting with your team. So go in with the intention that you will continue connecting with whoever your team is that you're calling upon at that moment as you phase out of the guided visualization into your own meditation. So just try that for a while. Don't put any big expectations or demands on it. Just be in the moment, flow with it, allow it to expand and be whatever it needs to be. Sometimes you need to prime the pump by doing a little visualization of your own, like a little fantasy, something that you can see, an experience that you had, maybe go to your favorite place in your mind. Those are all different tactics you can try. So just go through and try different things until you find the formula that works best for you. But those guided visualizations are really a great leap and step up to help you get there faster. So take advantage of them. See which ones you can find that will get you there quicker. And pretty soon you're going to find now it's like you greased the tracks. You know what it feels like. You know how to do it. And you can just flow into it with just a few thoughts. You're there. You shifted. That's what it will be. Once you practice, you relax and you get in that flow. I hope that helps. Donna, when you think your angels are trying to talk to you, you hear a high-pitched sound. How can you learn to hear the message? Okay, so for Donna, is the high-pitched sound the angels? Let's just ask that to start with. Yes, okay. So what you can do, Donna, is you can ask them to help you figure out either what that high-pitched sound means, or you can say to them, I love it that you're connecting with me, but could you speak in a language I can understand? You can ask them that. You can ask for anything. Now, when you hear the high-pitched sound, if different thoughts come to mind or even a picture comes to mind, write it down. Go look up the symbolism of the thing you're seeing, because it could be encoded in that high-pitched sound or messages. That could be their version of light language that they're trying to teach you. It could be the Christic code, which is something else that, some people are getting. So they will come through in whatever way they can. And right now, that's what you're able to hear. Over time, again, that will expand. You'll be able to hear more. But just start there and try a number of tactics. Ask them to translate it. Ask them to help you get the visuals so that you can look up the symbols. Whatever you feel in the moment seems right. But also remember to be in a state of gratitude that you're getting that. You're hearing your angels. You're hearing your angels. It's wonderful. Rejoice, celebrate, be in a state of gratitude, and more will come. That's how it works. First, we get it. Once we realize the magnificence of what we've gotten, then we get into gratitude and appreciation, and it expands. So try that. Starfish, we can also pray together to move the fire away. Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. We can't stop it entirely because some of it is purposeful and needs to be there. You know, it's part of the process of transformation, the metamorphosis that Earth is going through. So some of that has to happen, but we can ask for help to be safe and for our loved ones, for our pets to be safe. Yeah. To get ample warning time to get out of the way. Gwen, okay, you'll do that. And Gwen, you're saying to Starfish, you hear the high-pitched sound in your left ear. Interesting. Yeah. Oh, you were talking to Donna. Okay, cool. All right. So you guys, I'm at the end of the questions. Who else has got a question they want to send on over? Red Rover. Send questions right over. I'm ready. Hey, I see we have 18 people. Awesome. If you haven't hit the like button, could you do that for me? I'd really appreciate it. That helps with more people. You know the drill. You've heard it from so many people. Really helps to get the message out to more. Okay, still not seeing any more questions. Are you guys shy tonight or something else going on? I don't think I missed anything. If I missed something from above, just type it again in the chat and I'll get it. Starfish, a message from your guardian angel. Okay. So for Starfish, does the angel have anything to share with Starfish? I'm hearing that old nursery rhyme, starlight, star bright, first star I see tonight. I wish I might have the wish I wish tonight. Okay, so why are you sharing that with her? It feels like that's something special from your childhood. There's some kind of a memory attached to it that's important for you to revisit. And it's also, oh, wow, I'm seeing this picture of them sprinkling stardust over you to help you relax, feel more comfortable with the path that you're on, to help you expand faster. So it's bringing more magic by way of the stars to you. That's beautiful. And they're also saying, when you sleep, you can astral travel and come visit us. Come, hang out with the stars. Let's commune together. Let's have a conversation like we used to do. That's interesting. So apparently you've spent time hanging out talking to stars in the past. Let me know if that helps or makes sense. Susan, you like the background. Thank you. Yeah, I thought after that dark one that we had to do for the August forecast, it would be nice to have something a little more uplifting. And this one feels to me like there are fairies in the forest behind me. So that was kind of magical. You're welcome, Gwen. T-Barb, are we on track and in line as light workers? Okay, let's ask. For T-Barb, are we on track, in line as light workers? Some are, some aren't yet ready. They will be. Some will change their mind. And we honor that choice. It's a big ask. Not all are as ready as they thought they were. So they'll bow out. But when they bow out, they're not leaving entirely. So here you are on that psychic battlefield. You're on the front lines because you're committed, dedicated. You want to be there, part of it, right up to your elbows, facilitating the prophecy. But the ones who want to bow out are going to just kind of step back into the center. So they're protected by that big circle. They're still there. They're still lending their moral support, but they're not taking active participation. However, they could change their mind at any time and join in. So it's kind of like they're straddling the gap, if that makes sense. So yes, a great many are, but remember, Metatron has said over and over that what we're waiting for is to reach that critical mass of light workers who are with us on track to tip us over into Earthtopia. So not enough yet, but we continue to gain in numbers. So that's really promising. And we just have to keep going forward in faith and trust, knowing that more and more compatriots are joining us all the time. And that's why it's important to hit the thumbs up, just get a few more people. It's like, okay, so we're not going to get thousands of people just because you put your thumb up, but what if we get 2 or 3? Those could be really important, pivotal individuals that we needed. And just because you put your thumb up, that person saw, answered the call, and joined us. So it's those tiny little things that we do on a day-to-day basis that can be transformational for someone else. It's like sometimes I ask myself, why am I putting my time out doing this if only less than 20 people show up? And then I'm reminded by my angels, because it means everything to those 20 people who show up. That's what's important. It's not about the size. It's about making the commitment. It's about showing up. It's being dedicated, being reliable, knowing that we will be there for each other, arm in arm. We are linked moving forward towards this prophecy, each of us doing our own small part, because none of us knows what little ripple in the pond we make today will turn into a massive tsunami that will move thousands in the future. So we just each move forward doing what we can in the moment, knowing that that is enough. You are enough right now. You always were. You always will be. So reach into your heart, do what you feel led to do, and that's enough. Richard, you've heard high-pitched noise as long as you can remember. The last year you've been hearing a tapping like Morse code. Wow. Is that from the angels? Let's just ask. So for Richard, this tapping that he's hearing, the Morse code type high-pitched tones, is that communication from the angels? Yes, it is. Is it really Morse code? Could he look it up? Yeah, you could look it up. If you really are hearing the longs and the shorts like Morse code, try looking it up, Richard. See if you can translate it. Because the fact that you were inspired to say it sounds like Morse code means there's something that they've planted in your psyche, like whispering, Richard, Morse code, look it up. Try that and let us know. That's really cool. And know that once you get that and you start doing it, it could shift or it could stay the same. Who knows? Could do both. They will do whatever's most effective at the time. So if they've got this really great communication going with you, they could keep doing that. But as you shift and you're more open and able to hear different frequencies, different ways, they will shift as well. So it will just keep coming. But that's a marvelous breakthrough, Richard. So run with it and see what you get out of it. Steph, sometimes you're thinking of guides and you have to take a big breath. You know it's important. Are you right? Let's ask. So for Steph, when she's thinking of guides and needs to take a deep breath, what is that about? It's about centering and grounding yourself, Steph, opening you up just a little more to receive what's coming in. Because, you were probably in the moment when you first got that inkling that something was coming through, you're probably doing something else, thinking about other things. So it's you taking that moment to do the deep breath, to center and ground yourself, to get into that space of receiving. That's what it's about. And know that over time, you may not need to do that anymore. As you become more fluid in your communication with your team, it can simply be a thought. Oh, are you there? Let's have a conversation. And bam, they're right there. But right now, that deep breath is helping you. It's like opening the doors to get you started, if that makes sense. So yeah, that's what it's about. Lori, you start a new job next week. Any messages? Okay. So for Lori, new job. Any guidance you have for her about this new job? I am hearing that song from West Side Story, the one where I think it's the Jets are singing to one of the guys, cool, cool, keep it cool, boy. You know that song? So for you, Lori, I believe that's translating into just go in, be cool, just stay in the flow, no ripples, just flow with it. And it will be fine because you're just kind of gliding in. You don't want to have ripples at the beginning. And as you do, oh, now I'm seeing the angels are curling the ice in front of you. So if you don't know about the sport of curling, that's where somebody is pushing a puck along the ice with, it's like that game that you play, shuffleboard. No, not shuffleboard. I don't know. The one where you hit the puck and you shove it with the stick. Anyway, so the angels are out in front, grooming and vacuuming the path ahead of you so that the puck flows. So they do that for us, just like the sport of curling. So they will be out there ahead of you, grooming the path, clearing it of obstacles to help you through. So you just stay cool. You keep pushing your puck and keep moving forward, ever forward, and you will be fine. So hope that makes sense and helps. You might want to look up that song and get the lyrics just to see. There could be a bigger message for you there if you do that. Anything specific you want to share with Richard tonight? It's a musical night, Richard. What can I tell you? Now I'm hearing Smoke on the Water. Remember that song? And it's got all that great background bass going on and the drums. Oh, that's a great beat. So I don't know if that song means something to you, but if it doesn't, look up the lyrics and see if there's anything there. If you don't see anything there that resonates, then look up about the band. I think it's the Doobie Brothers sing that one. But it's got that great bass line. I'm hearing it just reverberating. So that's a very masculine kind of song. So it's a very assertive, powerful energy. So it's feeling like, Richard, they're encouraging you to step forward in faith and confidence that you are on the right track. You can see through that smoke on the water. You can walk on the water if you want, because they will help you to do that. So there might be more of a message though. So look it up, but that's just kind of the impressions that are filtering through right now. That's pretty cool. Starfish, you're welcome. Phoenix Rising. Hi, you've been seeing bright lights in the sky moving around. Are they ships or who are they? One of them flashed brightly. Didn't know that you were watching. Does it have a message? Okay. So for Phoenix Rising, these bright lights in the sky, are they spaceships of some sort? Some of them are, not all, but some. Do they know? Do they feel or sense that when they're being watched? Yes, they do, because they work with telepathy. So they're feeling the energy. And for you, when you look at them, you're not realizing how much energy you're putting out when you do that. It's almost like shining a spotlight, an energetic spotlight from you to them. So yeah, they see it and they feel it. They're aware of it. And they love it when you connect with them in that way. So, all right. And is there a message? So is there a message for Phoenix Rising about the spaceship? You're not crazy. Believe it. It really is happening. We are out here. We are watching. We're not interfering, but we are at the ready to help. Should Earth move into a place, a danger zone where you need that assistance, then we will interfere. But until then, we're just a gentle, watching presence, keeping an eye on things, assisting in whatever way we can. And they're saying the reason they do that, Phoenix Rising, is because it's so exciting what's going on with Earth right now. There was always the chance that we could really screw things up and cause, lasting damage to the planet. So they don't want that to happen because that would affect them. There would be ripples through the universe that would affect them. So they're watching for partly that reason, but the other reason is just because it's so exciting. They want to be a part of seeing the rebirth of Gaia into fourth dimension. They want to be a part of watching humanity on Earth expand into the fourth dimension. So that's why they're hanging around. It's like we binge on Netflix. They are binging on Earthflix. That's awesome. Thanks for asking that question. Laura, you appreciate the way that we communicate calmly with integrity. Yeah. It's always that way, Laurie. There's just that feeling. Once you connect, it's like, it's very pure, very full of love, very direct, authentic, warm, all these wonderful things wrapped up into one. Yeah. And they will always communicate with you that way if you ask it. So if you're getting something that doesn't feel comfortable to you, ask them to shift it into something that is more comfortable. It will keep evolving. You know, we're all moving to a place where we will be able to have a fluid two-way conversation with them anytime we like. It's just a matter of practice. So the more you practice, the better you get. Whatever you're getting, be in gratitude for it, ask for more, keep doing it. That's the key. It's that simple. Steph, it's consistent like every time. Okay, now I have to go back and see what it was you said, because I've forgotten already. Oh, the big breath. Yeah, well, that makes sense, Steph, because you are still practicing shifting into that energy. So yeah, do that as long as you need to do that. And it sounds like it's a reflex. You're not even consciously doing it. So that's wonderful. Just allow it to flow. Know that it's almost like a traffic light for you, isn't it? The light goes green and you have that big breath to then move through the light. So it's kind of like a signal for you in case you had any doubt at all that they were there. That affirms it for you. Steph, it makes sense and you hold your breath too much. Yeah. Definitely more deep breathing is called for. So you can, before you start your meditation, you can consciously do some of that deep breathing. That's a really good way to start anyway, just to kind of let the tension go. You know, it's a little grounding exercise you can do with a little bit of deep breathing and visualize all that tension just draining out of your body in whatever way you like to do that. There are some in the meditations on my site. I don't always start with that, but there are some that do. If you need that, it's there for you. But yeah, just keep going. You're doing great. Laura, you'll be working for an airline. That's cool. Well, best of luck to you. Keep it cool in the air. That makes a lot of sense, doesn't it? And just flow. Yeah. You can bring such a gift to the people you work with and to the passengers by being cool, calm, collected, being in faith and confidence that everything will be all right, that the trip will just flow. Yeah. So energetically, remember, you've got an extra bonus you can bring along above and beyond the actual physical third dimensional work that you're doing. Susan, can we light workers find each other after we cross over to stay in touch and commune? Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, they are keeping tabs on those that they want to connect with. They know what you're doing. They're watching you here. In fact, I've got an article I'm going to write one of these days about don't think about the dead when you're in the bathroom because they're going to be right there. Who wants them in the bathroom with you, right? So yeah, you think about them, they come near always. And when you cross over, they'll be there waiting to greet you. Now, not everybody all at once because that would be overwhelming, but over time, you'll connect with batches of them and continue to. So yeah, it's always available for you. You can still connect. Linda, hey, glad you made it. You just got home from dinner. Awesome. I hope it was a fabulous dinner. Steph said it's not the Doobies. You played it in band. Okay. Yeah. Bachman Turner Overdrive. Is that who it is? BTO. Yeah, I think it's BTO. There we go. Thanks, Steph. I need to get that right so that in case Richard doesn't know who they are, he can find them. Yeah. I was in high school when that was popular, so it stuck with me. I remember it. You're so welcome, Richard. Hi, Felicity. Glad you made it. You want to ask the angels what you can do to increase your auditory communication. More songs are channeling through this week. Holy cow, Felicity. More? You're doing so well. Just keep flowing with it. It's going to keep opening in divine timing. See, here's the thing. You get it and it feels so wonderful. You get so excited and it's more. But the thing is, you got to do it in divine timing. You don't want to rush it because you'd be overwhelmed. So you're doing it perfectly. Just keep doing that. It will flow even faster, more consistently over time. Yeah, I don't think they would, let me just confirm, but I don't think they would have you change a thing. I think you're right where you need to be right now. So for Felicity, is there something she needs to shift with the music that she's channeling? They're like, are you kidding? It's not enough. Take this, run with it. It's perfect. More will come when you're ready. They don't want to overwhelm you. They don't want to burn you out. So they're always careful. They take such great care of us to only bring what we need when we need it. So what you're getting now is perfect. Just keep going. It's beautiful. I can't wait to hear this music. Steph, I got it wrong again. It wasn't BTO, it was Deep Purple. Okay, thank you. I don't remember Deep Purple, but I remember Smoke on the Water. We used to dance to that all the time. It's a great dancing song. Yeah. Thank you for plugging the gaps. I appreciate it. Susan, are there any messages for you? Let's ask. For Susan, is there anything you want to share with her tonight? They're singing you a lullaby, Susan. And I feel them gently brushing your cheek, like with a baby when mommy is gently brushing the cheek to put the baby to sleep and humming that lullaby. Just allow yourself to feel that. That's a great meditation for you, Susan, before you go to sleep. Either a memory of when you had that kind of an experience, or just make it up. Write your own story of what your most perfect experience as a child would have been being put to sleep. Give yourself that gift. Let it expand, see where it takes you. And I can see you just quietly drifting off to sleep with that beautiful, peaceful, loving energy. Yeah, give that a try. That's beautiful. And cinnamon. I'm getting cinnamon for some reason. So whatever drink you have before you go to bed, put some cinnamon in it. Either in a stick or in powder, however you do your cinnamon. But cinnamon is important for some reason. So there you go. Let me know how that works out. Phoenix Rising. Wow, that's so cool. They can sense you. Yeah. Earthflix. Yeah, that was cute, wasn't it? They have the greatest humor. Linda, you've been getting more energy, including iridescent lights in your third eye, along with messages. Oh, that's fabulous, Linda. So wonderful. It'll keep expanding too. So I don't know if you had a question or if you were just sharing that, but that's fabulous. If you do have a question, then yeah, pop that down below and I'll get to it. Oh, I see you did put one down there, so we'll get to you. T-Barb, will we be alive to see Earthtopia, or did we just come to help start bringing it forth? Let me ask first for you, T-Barb, specifically, because that makes more sense to me. So for T-Barb, is it highly likely that she will be alive to see Earthtopia's arrival? I get a big yes on that, T-Barb. Now they're saying not the whole full blown, but you will see the beginnings of it. You'll have the satisfaction of feeling and experiencing the work coming to fruition. And at that point, it's feeling like you'll probably be pretty mature at that point and slowing down, really feeling like you need a rest and just so soul satisfied that you got to see it, that it'll be okay to move on. But then they're also saying at the same time, that's the picture today. It could change when you actually get there, because with the energies of Earthtopia, our lives will be extended rather. So when we get to that point, we can choose to take the extra chapter, or we can choose to take the exit that we had originally planned. That's pretty cool. So I hope that answers your question. So actually, that's the same answer for everybody else. It'll be the same. Steph, that validates what you know is important. Awesome. Linda, you have to tell yourself to relax and breathe deeper, because you have a tendency to tense up when strong energy is around. Yeah. It's so important, because in order for the messages and the energy to come through, you've got to be relaxed. You need to be in that state of flow. The energy has to flow through over around you, right? So if you're blocking it, if you're all tensed up, it can't flow. So you're not going to get as much. You might still get something, but it won't be the full-blown experience that you could have had. So if you're the type of person who's typically tensed just by life, This is a great opportunity to learn how to de-stress, to get calm, relax, let those muscles just get into a state of relaxation and flow. Because when you're all tensed up, they're showing me this picture. When you're all tensed up, it's like your muscles don't move as fluidly as they could. So whatever it is you're doing won't be as effective as it would be if you were relaxed and then you have the full use of the muscles. So yeah, there's a little bit of a bigger message there. So definitely keep working on that, or take the word work out of there, Linda. Keep flowing with that. Keep playing with that. Keep relaxing with that. Because if we put the word work in there, sometimes that actually has the opposite intended effect. So it's also being conscious of our words, because sometimes the words cause that ripple in the opposite direction. So even saying work rather than flow and relaxation could be a barrier for somebody who's really at the very beginning of their journey and needs a little extra help. So I don't know where all that just came from, but it was important, obviously. Oh, you had a birthday dinner. Happy birthday, Linda. That is so wonderful. I hope it was delicious and you had great company. Yeah, Steph. No, Deep Purple. Okay, cool. I'm just blanking on that one. Callista, welcome. So glad you could be here. You mixed up CST and EST. Yeah, I know. It's a tricky one, isn't it? But we're glad you made it. Let's see, we've got about 45 minutes yet that I can stay. So as long as you guys have questions, I'm happy to keep going. Linda, are there any messages for you? So anything else you want to share with Linda? Well, happy birthday, baby. You're getting that. Oh, do you know Ronnie Millsap, that song he sings? Happy, happy birthday, baby. You know that one? That's what you're getting right now, Linda. That's beautiful. Anything else you want to share with Linda? Yeah, make it a spectacular year, Linda. There is so much potential laid out in front of you. And I'm seeing them laying down the chunks of, like a sidewalk. They're doing it in sections, laying it out in front of you to make it crystal clear where your path is. Also, it's very easy to traverse because it's smooth and easy on the feet. So they are setting you up for success in this new natal year. Just flow with it. Enjoy the heck out of it. Have fun with it. More fun. Definitely more fun, they're saying. Yeah. So then they launched into a chorus of Ta Ra Ra Boom Die. So you can go out there, and now I'm seeing you, Linda, in a can-can. You're in that can-can dress and you're kicking up your feet and you're dancing the can-can as you skip along the path that they laid out for you. So yeah, definitely more fun. Maybe a little hopscotch, maybe a little can-can for you, Linda, but more fun for sure. Susan says, thank you. I'll try those when sleeping. Awesome. Yeah, just keep feeling your way through, Susan. The right combination is out there. You just haven't quite gotten it yet. Maybe you already have some of the pieces and it's just a matter of putting them together in the right order. So yeah, never ever give up and be in gratitude for whatever little bit you get, because when you do that, it will expand. Mostly try not to worry about it. Whatever you get, just be happy and then keep moving forward and you'll get more. T-Barb says, everybody have hope. You're 65, so Earthtopia can't be too far away. Thank you. Oh, happy day. Yeah, I know. It's like, even though we're considered senior citizens, right? I don't feel like a senior citizen. I don't know about you. Your picture doesn't look like a senior citizen. We've got years and years to go. We are in the prime of our life. It's like, 60 is the new 30, I think. So we will just keep doing what we feel led to with love in our hearts. And, it's that love that keeps us young, that excitement, that delicious love that just lights up every cell, neuron, and molecule in your body, re-energizing you and youthifying us. How about that? So let that flow. Let it keep you young and vibrant so that you will be capable of living life to the fullest and having that grand experience of Earthtopia. Yeah. Oh, that's fun. Thank you. Linda, you love Ronnie Millsap. Oh, I'm so glad. Yeah, it wasn't an accident they played that song, was it? That's a great song. I haven't heard it in years. Linda, be open, receptive, and allow. You've had a lifetime of tension and stress, been working on relaxing. Yeah, I'm so glad because that will extend your life, Linda. You know, I once knew a guy many years ago when I worked in a corporation. He was a guard at this place. He was so tight and wound up. If you walked up to him and just touched him on the arm, he would like punch. It was, oh my gosh, imagine what that's doing to your body and your psyche. Like a spring, a tightly wound spring. That is just so bad for you. You know, it's been decades, so I don't know whatever happened to him, but I venture to say he probably didn't live very long because that's just so not good for your body. Yeah, that's a memory you just triggered for me. I hadn't thought about that in years. But it's a great lesson. So that's probably why it came up for all of us to be cognizant of that, really treasuring and taking care of these bodies because we just get this one for this lifetime. And if we want to make it last so that we can get through Earthtopia, got to really take care of it. It's not too late. If you haven't been doing that, it's not too late. Do it now. Absolutely. Yeah. Do the stretches and the yoga, whatever you got to do to stay limbered, flexible. Do the meditation to keep the energy healthy, to keep the blood flowing. That's why when I tap, I usually will tap on healing blood and energy flowing freely through my body. Because when the blood flows, it heals. You put the energy with it, you get a bonus. You know, it's a double dose of healing flowing through your body. So no matter what's going on, I just send the healing blood and energy all through my body wherever it needs to go. Trust that it's doing what it needs to do. And it's such a simple way to do EFT because then you don't have to come up with all these clever phrases. You know, you could throw in a few things there, here and there if you feel led to, like, you know, specifically identifying an issue. But just in general, if something's going on, that we'll just work healing wonders on you. It's a marvelous statement. Steph, you start a new teaching assignment with a principal you struggle with. You're learning. Are you safe in that place? She was unfair, so you're doing your best to be prepared. Okay, so let's ask for Steph. This new job with this principal she's had conflict with, is this a safe space for her to be? It can be. Yeah, it absolutely can be. You've got to let go of whatever that old story is. They are saying you are the author of your story, Steph. Go back, rewrite whatever happened with that principal in your head. Write your own story. See your own story as the two of you were very supportive and you got along. That energy, when you come into contact with her, will flow. She will feel it. She cannot remain the same. She will be free to shift into a more friendly, receptive energy with you. You've got the power. You've got the knowledge. Just use it. Does that make sense? Let me know. Linda, you're happy. Follow the yellow brick road. That's beautiful. Do that. Absolutely. You're 64. So maybe you want to go revisit Paul McCartney's song When I'm 64, because that's fun if you're actually that age to enjoy that. That is if you haven't already done it. Yeah. Cool. Steph, you didn't want to ask, but you're 60. Gotcha. But remember, 60 is the new 30. You can be as young as you feel, and you have control over how you feel. It's that simple. That's an equation for the ages. We just have to embody it, believe it, act upon it, and it will be true. It's marvelous what we can do with our minds, with our bodies, with our energy. There's so much we haven't even tapped into yet. So experiment, be playful with it, try new things, try things you've never tried before and see what happens. That will lead you to new discoveries. Who knows? You know, you could turn into the next Galileo. You might, with your guide's help, discover something really phenomenal about energy that you can share with the world that would help everybody tap into the fountain of youth. Because it is possible. It's there. We just have to figure out how to tap into it. Linda, you feel like you're 35. That's awesome. Go you. That is wonderful. Susan, when Earthtopia is ready, do we move to another planet or dimension from this current Earth planet? I don't think so, but I'll ask. So for Earthtopia, will we stay on this Earth or will we go to another version of Earth? They're saying very clearly, no, you stay on this Earth. This Earth is shifting. So here's the thing. She's shifting into fourth dimensional energy. We are shifting into fourth dimensional energy. As we do that together, we move together. But I get this visual of, I don't know if you've ever seen it. They call these things ghost apples. So wintertime, apple tree, and there's these little apples hung on the tree. It will rain and it's freezing rain, and the rain will form an ice apple around the apple that's inside. And then often that little rotting apple will fall out the bottom. And then you've got this beautiful, perfect ghost apple hanging from the tree. So I get that picture. So it's like the third dimensional version of Earth and the third dimensional humans who don't shift. It's like they're that ghost apple. We slip out, leaving them behind. That's kind of cool. I don't know what that means for them, but that's not our business. That's their business. They're staying there. But it splits the energy off. Steph, you feel 27. That's awesome. I love it. You guys, we're just all going to be babies if we keep reverse aging, right? Callista, it's Kate for those on the Facebook group. YouTube doesn't want you to change your name. Yeah. I knew that, but I didn't know if everybody else did. So I wasn't sure how you felt about it. T-Barb, yes, since you've become a light worker, your eyesight has improved. Your joint problems have improved. Every day you're getting younger. You believe it's working. Yeah, it's that energy. It's magical. As long as you open yourself and welcome it in, allow it to do its magic, it's regenerating, because we are this body. This body is a magical third dimensional vessel that was created with the ability to heal itself, to regenerate. We've just shut that off by our emotions and our beliefs, right? So now we're changing all of that, which is just beautiful. Yeah, we're going to have people out there who are over 60, over 70, even 80, who are out there keeping up with the 30-year-olds because they will have learned this lesson. They will have grasped it, embodied it, and allowed their body to serve them in that way by reverse aging. It's just phenomenal what we can do. Stacy, any message from your team? Okay, so for Stacy, is there a message for Stacy? I'm just getting like this very level, flat energy of peace, flow, peace, flow. And regeneration, rest comes with that in the peace. And they keep repeating it. It's like on a loop. Peace, flow. So I don't know if you need that energy, Stacy, or what that's about, but that's what I'm seeing. There's not really a visual. It's very faint, and it's just like that line on the horizon. So it's black with that kind of grayish line. Peace, flow for you. So maybe it's more embodying that energy, less of the up and down stress kind of thing. Let me know if that makes sense, or if I need to probe that a little more. Linda, you're going to learn to do Qigong. Oh, that's cool. I've heard a lot of good things about that. Yeah, anything energy that you feel led to do, absolutely embrace it. Because the cool thing is that as you learn these new energy modalities, then you start combining them in your own unique fashion. Who knows where you're going to take it? That could be where the next big breakthrough comes from. So yeah, keep going. Steph, you sent a friendly note today and you got an LOL back. Ugly as it sounds, kill them with kindness is the Southern way. Yeah, except you don't want to be dripping with venom, because some of that Southern kindness is dripping with venom, and then the other person feels that and responds with resistance. So you don't want to do that. But yeah, absolutely. Just don't give her resistance. Just be in the flow, appreciating, sending out good, positive energy. And she can't meet that with negative and stay in your space. It's just incongruent. So you've got full power in this situation to cause a positive outcome. And it could be that she decides she's not having any of it, and then she leaves to another job because she can't stay there with you. It's too uncomfortable when you are in the flow, sending love and light, and she's got pricklies on her. So whatever it is, just flow with it. Asking your guides to help you with the outcome that is for the highest and best good of all. That would be wise. Steph, you're meditating on shifting your energy and forgiveness. That's beautiful. Yeah. Susan, you're glad that you started working with the homeopathic physician to help reverse your chronic medical conditions. Awesome. Yeah, just be in gratitude for that you stumbled upon something that's helping you. Whatever it is, whatever keys you needed. They were always out there. It was just a matter of putting yourself in the path, moving forward and finding them. And you will find more. Beth, hi. Great to see you. So glad you could make it. Callista, you wanted to share that directly asking for your foot pain to be fixed and then hurting yourself right after seems to have fixed your foot issue. Wow. So be cautious what you ask for. Yeah. Well, I guess in that case, you might want to ask for help fixing it in the most comfortable way possible, right? It's like when we dowse, we have to be careful of the words that we use to get the intended result, because we can so easily, if we use a word that has a negative connotation, we can take ourselves off track and get a different answer than perhaps what we needed to hear. So, yeah. But in any event, Callista, Kate, it's really awesome that you learned that lesson and that you share it with others, because it's very powerful. It will help people to be more mindful of the words they choose, to ask in a way that they will get the intended result without the negative ramifications. But I'm just so glad you're healing and it's getting better for you. Thoriso, anything you should pay attention in this period? Okay, so or is it Toriso? Somehow I just got a hit that it was Toriso, so I'll say that instead. And if I'm wrong, you let me know. So for Toriso, anything to beware of in the present? I'm hearing the song. I'm just trying to identify it, so hang with me for a moment. I think it's Sister Sledge, that song that goes, burn, baby, burn. You know that song? And I think it's also about the family. We are family. I think that's the song, We Are Family. I'm not sure if those two lyrics go together, but let me know, because I'm hearing kind of both of them. But that's what I'm hearing for you. So let me know if that resonates for you, if there's a reason for that song that you can understand. You might want to look at the lyrics to see, or it could be the feeling that that song brings up for you. Could be either or both of those things. That's an interesting song to come up. And it's not burn in a bad way, Teresa. It's a very positive, upbeat way. It's getting into the flow and allowing yourself to really bring the power to fully be present, bring that power to the table and burn, baby, burn in a very positive way. Stacy, peace and flow makes sense. You tend to be a worrier and you have 1 week left before you go back to teaching. Yeah, let go of the worry. Worry doesn't help anybody. Worry brings that to you that you're worrying about. So you definitely want to get rid of it. If you were here earlier, I was talking about being the boss of your thoughts. If you didn't hear that, you might want to go back on the recording and bring that up. But essentially, in a nutshell, whenever a negative thought comes up, a worry thought, swipe the screen Replace it with a happy, uplifting thought. Can be anything at all. You make it up, and you can have multiples that you cycle through. But every time that negative thought, worry comes in, swipe it immediately as soon as you notice it. Go on to the positive, happy thought. Keep doing that, just like you would keep correcting a toddler. Every time they do something wrong, you don't yell at them, you don't get upset, you just correct them, put them back on track again. You keep doing that to yourself with love and kindness. Pretty soon, the worries will stop coming because you keep sending them away. And you're telling the universe as well as yourself that you want the happy thoughts. That's who you want to be. That's the energy that you want to reside in. So try that. It will take a little practice and time. So be kind to yourself. But yeah, it can absolutely work. It will change your life in amazing ways when you do that. Oh, you're welcome, Beth. Kate, does your team have any suggestions as to what to do with your workplace or any songs? Okay. So for Kate, any suggestions about what to do with her workplace? I say just make it your own, make it cozy, comfy for you as much as, you're allowed to with whatever constraints there might be. But also, oh, this is weird, Kate. I'm seeing you almost doing like an incantation, where you're standing there and you're reciting something and your intention is to interweave positive energy. First, you're putting like a bubble around it, but then inside of it, you're interweaving all this lovely energy. Some is upbeat, some is calm. It's just a lovely energy soup that will take care of your needs, that will support you as you're in that space. So that preparation could be really useful for you. All right. Any songs that you want to share with Kate tonight? Oh my gosh. I'm hearing that really old song, In-A-Gadda-Da-Vida. Do you know that song? It is old. I can't remember the name of the group, but I did read recently that it was based on the Bhagavad Gita. That's part of, I think it's the Hindu religion, but somebody couldn't say it right. And when they started singing it, that's how it came out. So they kept it that way because it worked. And even though people didn't know what the heck they were talking about, it had a great beat. And so they just went along with it. So if you don't know that song, Kate, because I'm sure you're way too young to know it, look it up. And if you can't find it, let me know. I'll find it for you because I'm not sure how it's even spelled. But the way they said it was In-A-Gadda-Da-Vida. So I think it's kind of phonetic the way they spelled it. Stacy, hang in there. Steph is right there with you. Awesome. It's so great how you guys have the solidarity and support. You've got each other's backs. That's beautiful. That's what we're going to take and expand out into the world for more people because we need them and they need us. That's how we're going to get to Earthtopia. Stacy says, thanks, Steph. Starting year 15. First semester is always hectic. Okay, Stacy, I want you to take that back. And I want you to say something positive and uplifting. So something like, I'm so excited about first semester, all the possibilities, the new people to meet, the new opportunities for learning and growth. Because if you keep saying first semester is a challenge, it will be. You are creating your reality with your words. So start creating the reality you really want. Be more mindful for everybody. When you find those words coming out of your mouth, stop them immediately because you're creating karma in that moment when you're saying and thinking those things. Like I've done a lot of work on getting rid of the negative self-talk because that's so destructive for us. But the one thing that kind of lingered was if I did something, really dumb, I would say duh to myself. And then one day I realized, oh, I'm perpetuating some really bad energy there. No more duh. So anytime duh slipped out of my mouth, I would apologize to myself and retract it because I don't want that karma going out there. And didn't take very long before I stopped saying it. So it's just the awareness, take it back, retract, rewrite, send something positive out there to replace it ASAP because you don't want that karma to settle in and come back around. Beth, reframing is such a great skill. Yeah, really super. Makes all the difference. Toriso, appreciated. You'll check the lyrics and I pronounced it correctly. Oh, I'm so glad. That was just an intuitive hit that the H would be silent. Beth says skill. Oh, skill instead of sill. Gotcha. Yeah. Starfish, you like the advice. Great. Kate, does the boss of our thoughts work for weight loss? Absolutely. I'm still working on it. I'm a work in progress too. That one's harder because we've had so much programming all of our lives. And again, you hear what I said? It's harder? No, it's not. Take that back. Not harder. It's easy. We're just finding the best way through, the smoothest, easiest way. I am totally convinced that there is a formula, a recipe that we could use to shift our, what would you call it? To shift our energy bits into a shape that we would find pleasing. I think we have that ability. I just can't figure out how to do it yet, but I'm still working on it. So you guys work on it too. Maybe you'll figure it out. Somebody will get the answer and we'll do it because it was not intended to be this way. It's not supposed to be like this albatross around your neck that drags you down. So, it being happy and living fully with where you're at, but then also looking for ways to be healthier and improve. That's always good. But we don't want to be critical of ourselves because we are perfect right now as we are. This body is serving you so beautifully in so many ways that you aren't even aware of. So I believe that is part of the recipe, that deep love and appreciation for this amazing vessel that supports your soul. But there's more to it. So we can all intend to work on that. Maybe soon that answer will show up and we'll get it. But yeah, being kind and loving to your body, being accepting, and then just making healthy choices that we know are for our highest good. That's part of it. One step at a time, we'll figure it out because we have the intention to. We want to, so it will come to pass. We can manifest that. We just have to not give up and as much as possible let go of those old limiting beliefs that we can't, because we can. Nothing is impossible for you, magnificent soul. How mind-blowing is that? Nothing is impossible. You are limitless. So tell yourself that. Don't go into those limiting beliefs. Keep doing that, and it will bleed over into everything in your life in the best way. Steph is saying, I won't rest for a month. I'm year 28 or 29. The pandemic messes up the number skill. It doesn't have to, though, Steph. Let that belief go. Find a way to make it work for you, because in everything that we see as a challenge, there's a blessing and a lesson. So it's a matter of shifting your thoughts, finding the blessing and the lesson, flowing into that, taking advantage of that, expanding upon that as much as possible. We can do that in every way, every day. As soon as we notice, that's the thing, being vigilant, noticing sooner so that you haven't built up a whole head of steam that's moving you towards a negative karma response. The sooner you find it, stop it, reverse it in its tracks and put the positive in there, the sooner you will bring that positive karmic response to replace whatever you were building up a head of steam of. Linda, you told your ego that you and your soul were taking over the wheel of the ship. I love it. That's perfect. Yeah. But you don't want to boss ego around. You want to be friends. So get ego on board with you. And, you can share the responsibility, because truly what you're doing is you are moving to a place of oneness with soul, higher self, and ego. When you come to that place of oneness, you'll all be working for a common purpose. So that's part of what we're evolving into. Oh, Linda, thank you. Iron Butterfly is the one who's saying Inagata Davida. Thank you. That will help Kate to find it. Yeah. And you might want to read the story about it too, Kate, because like I said, I only read recently that that's what it was based on. I never knew what they were talking about. Now that I've heard the story, it makes perfect sense. But, when we were teenagers, who knew what that was all about? Stacy says, exactly. You think the swiping the worries away will help. Yeah, Perfect. Yeah, that was an inspired idea. I didn't come up with that. So it's something that we can identify and relate to these days with all the electronics. So if you picture your mind and you're swiping the screen, it's so easy, it flows. And then just let the good one come in and replace it. You know, you're just changing that screen. Beth, you applied for a promotion at work. Will that work out? Okay. So for Beth, is this promotion in her highest and best interest? Yes. Is it highly likely that it's going to work out for her? Yes. Ease and flow, baby. Stay in that ease and flow. Yeah. It feels like in the beginning, it might go a little slow, Beth, and then it will work up ahead of steam later. So just be ready to start slow, precisely, carefully, and then you can pick up momentum. So I hope that makes sense to you, because it doesn't make any sense to me, but it was purposeful anyway. Yeah, the thing is, it doesn't have to make sense to me. It's just got to make sense to you guys. Linda, changing the narrative is so powerful, rewriting the old stories and programming into new promises. Absolutely. And you know, if you haven't heard me say this before, I'm going to repeat it. So let's say that you are like a lot of us. You had maybe trauma in your childhood where you experienced some kind of abuse or just trauma. You can rewrite that story. How amazing is that? You don't have to carry forward that story that you are this wounded, traumatized child. You can, in your mind, you create the story the way you wanted it to be. You had supportive parents who protected you. You didn't get traumatized. Whatever works for you. You had a fairy godmother who was right there leading you through it, which you really did, but you didn't know it at the time. Your angels were your fairy godmother. But write the story the way you want it to have worked out. Then believe it. Tell it to yourself as the truth. Allow it to be the truth. And that will have this ripple of energy forward from that event through your life, flipping switches all over the place, clearing up trauma that is attached to that original trauma. It's the same when we do the karmic past life readings. We find the origination lifetime, the story of the trauma. We get that, we learn the story, we learn, what was the choice that led to this? What were the just enough details so we can clear it. Then we clear that energy and anything that's attached to it all the way forward, like the dominoes falling. Cleared, done, gone. It's phenomenal. You can do that in your present life as well. It might even have past life implications if you are knocking down some of those pins that you carried forth from past lives. So it's a really worthwhile exercise to do. Rewrite those stories and keep telling yourself the new version until you believe it, until it feels real, until that old story just doesn't show up anymore. It's gone. You've written it out of existence. Whether that means just telling it to yourself, literally writing it down, drawing it, whatever you need to do to reinforce it for yourself. But that's a fabulous exercise and a gift to give to yourself. Get rid of all that old garbage because it's just holding you back. You're ready to release it and move forward into the flow, the love, the light, the expansion of your soul. And the more of that crap you get rid of before we get to, the great battle over utopia, the better. You'll be lighter, you'll be more prepared, and you'll be able to help others because you can share your story of how you did it, which is pretty phenomenal on its own. And you can be a role model. So there's just no downside to that particular exercise. It's just all good stuff. Just got to find where we left off. Hang on. Susan, you use subliminal CDs to retrain any negative thoughts. It's faster. Cool. Kate, you love this. The theme matches what you've been told by your team to think on being the kind boss of your thoughts. Yeah. It's so powerful, and yet it's really simple. If only somebody had taught us to do this when we were kids. Can you imagine? We could have had it as a game that we played. Then we never would have been dancing with all those dark thoughts, which manifested so much that we didn't want or was unpleasant in our lives going forward. It's a real game changer. So it's worth the effort. And where you feel led, share it with other people, because if they start changing it now, that will have a ripple effect on people around them and us and the world. Oh, you already have some of those subliminal CDs, Kate. Cool. Yeah, try them out and see how they work for you. Steph says vigilance. Absolutely. It's that being present in the moment to notice it the moment it shows up and shut it down. Now, in the beginning, that won't happen. You know, it'll grab a hold of you and it'll take you for quite a ride before you all of a sudden notice, oh, did it again. But no recrimination. Just, okay, now that I've noticed it, swipe, it's gone. Let's go to the happy stuff again. Just keep doing that. Richard, blessing our meals as the manna from divine is supposed to turn it into just the right caloric intake we need. Yeah, that's one technique. Absolutely. Try that. See how it works for you. I have done that. I didn't really, for me, it didn't work, but I probably wasn't consistent enough. But it is absolutely, you know, one way that can work. I was told years ago by someone that when you pray over your food, it actually starts this energy process that, like, for instance, lettuce, when you pray over the lettuce, it knows it's going to be eaten, it starts to wilt. So it starts changing, already metamorphizing, so that it's more compatible for you to digest. So it's like pre-digesting your food when you do that prayer, which is really a mind-blowing concept when you think about it. But yeah, whatever works. I'm sure there is a reason that people prayed over their food. They didn't just start doing it randomly. So, you know, and being in gratitude is always a good thing anyway. Linda says, listen to the song Unstoppable by, is it She from the Wonder Woman movie? You keep repeating it. It's powerful. Yeah, I haven't seen that yet. I'll have to look for that. Thank you. Beth, you wrote, it looks like LB for pound. Awesome. Okay. Maybe you were talking about the weight loss thing. Not sure. Linda, ego has a job on the ship to watch out for danger and keep us all safe on the path. Yeah, it does, except it overcorrects often and keeps us from expanding. So that's where we're trying to find that stasis place of harmony and balance between the three aspects of ourselves so that we can act as one for the good of the entire body. Beth, it makes sense to you. Awesome. You're waiting to hear if you'll even get an interview. Well, I think you're going to get an interview because it's like all green lights. It's very positive. So let us know how that works out. That's really interesting. Is it a job in the same line that you're in now? More of the same? Steph says, thanks. Helped a lot. Dog time, you have 5. Oh, okay. Yeah, I understand that. But Steph, this is not scolding you. It's just a comment. I do not like being called Deb. Please, it's Deborah. Okay. Thank you. I appreciate it. I outgrew Deb a long time ago. Linda, yes, you're using Ho'oponopono with positive, loving affirmations. Oh, I love it. It's awesome. It can be really magical. I took a course last year with a Hawaiian healer who is teaching an older version of Ho'oponopono that's deeper, very sacred. It's not that little recipe that is being passed around. While that is good, there's way more to it. That was really phenomenal. So if you're interested in taking that and going more into the Ho'oponopono, let me know. I can hook you up with that teacher. She was amazing. We cut cords on so much stuff and cleared things, and you could feel the shifts in your body as you were doing it. It is really quite wonderful. And she did all of these really interesting ceremonies, very sacred. We learned a lot of Hawaiian words along the way, and it's just so lovely and warm to be in in the group. It was done on Zoom as a group call, and we would meet, I think it was weekly for like 8 or 9 times. And just, if you're into that kind of thing, I highly recommend it. It was wonderful. Beth, you love the kind boss of thoughts. Yeah. It's so important being kind and loving to ourselves. And Starfish, bless the water too. Absolutely. Yeah, I have a friend, Linda Lang, some of you probably know her, who got this process from the angels with this diamond ray where she, I don't know what, is it transmogrifies maybe? She changes the molecular structure of water. So you have your water, you take a taste of it before you begin the process. She does her thing to change the molecular structure. Then you taste the water. It's different. You feel it, you taste it. It's wild as all get out, magic, but it changes it. And don't you think that the way that water is changed is probably more nourishing, making more of the nourishing properties available to your body? There's got to be something there. And that reminds me, in the Ho'oponopono thing I did, we had a place where we brought water, and there was a blessing, so that we had this special water that had been prayed over and changed. I think it's very similar to what Linda is doing, just in a different method. So we had that to sip on all week long to help us as we went through all of the shifts that we were going through and all the releasing, so that we would be ready for the next time. It was really quite lovely. Beth, yeah, so the job is in the same line, and you'll let me know. Thank you. So happy for you. It sounds really exciting. Starfish, so tell. You got to remind me, what are you asking to tell? Steph, you didn't know, apologies. No, of course not. You didn't know. That's why I'm telling you. In the old days, I wouldn't have said anything. I just would have felt bad about it because I really don't like that name. And I would have felt bad later. But because of the transformation I've gone through on this journey, I've learned to say nicely and kindly, no, I don't like that, so please don't use it. And, it's not being upset or anything. It's you didn't know. So until I tell you, how could you have known? But now you know. So you will do better as you know better, right? Kate, any comments about the upcoming Mystic Clinic? Thoughts, recommendations? This is a clinic you're taking, Kate, because I don't know about a Mystic Clinic. So for Kate, anything you want to share about the Mystic Clinic for Kate? I'm hearing the word enigma. So it's almost like it's a puzzle or a riddle that you will solve in the Mystic Clinic. And I'm seeing you, Kate, like you've got this, it's like a long tube kind of a object that's sealed. It's like we might expect to have discovered like the Dead Sea Scrolls or something, that they were in these containers that were buried away, hidden. So you're bringing this out, this ancient object, and you're uncorking or opening it up, releasing whatever's in there, whatever message is to be delivered to you, and by extension to whomever else it's intended for. So anything else about that? Yeah, I'm just seeing it flowing around. It's very soft. It's soothing. It's knowledge. I feel that ping to the brain as the knowledge sinks in. So it's a combination of those things from the clinic. So that's really intriguing, Kate. You'll have to let us know about that one. Beth, Linda's diamond ray is amazing. Yeah. Fizzy? You felt it as fizzy. That's interesting. I always feel it as just so smooth. Totally smooth. Starfish, the prayer person. Oh, the Ho'oponopono. Thank you. Okay. She goes by Kahu Lahela. So let me write that down for you. Kahu is a title in Hawaiian, which I think just means teacher. I think she's on the island of Oahu. I don't have the details about her course, but I know that she is going to be offering it again in the future. So you could just Google Kahu Lahela. And if you don't find what you're looking for, let me know. I'll find a link and share it with you. But speaking of Linda Lang, Linda has an interview coming up with her sometime probably this fall. So that will be something to look forward to, because when Linda interviews people, it's just phenomenal what comes out. So I'm really excited to hear how that one goes and what we learn. So probably in that interview, we'll learn more. So to find Linda Lang's YouTube channel, it's called Exploring the Mystical Side of Life. Let me type that out for you. In fact, if you go searching for my name on her channel, you will find a couple interviews she did with me about the Akashic Records. I did one with her where we talked about the 8 gifts, and I gave a little synopsis of each of the 8 gifts so people would have a little more understanding and they might resonate with one or two. But I will caution you, if you listen to it and you think, oh, that one's me, don't be so sure, because sometimes people are so out of alignment with their true gift that they're taking on attributes of somebody else's gift, and it's really not them. And sometimes it's just because the description of somebody else's gift sounds so delicious and juicy that you have gift envy and you want to think that that one's you. So ego gets involved and it can lead you astray. But you might totally resonate with one of them and get some clues about yourself. So it was a really great interview we did. And that's, I don't know, several years old. We did that a long while ago. Oh, Kate, the one you're talking about is the one that Susan shared, the Mystic Conference. Okay. Gotcha. So that was shared in the Facebook group. Susan, if you want to share the link here for people who might not be in the Facebook group, feel free to do that. And if you're not in the Facebook group, why are you not in the Facebook group? It is so fabulous in there. We support each other. We share our challenges, our victories, and it's all based around the book, The Path to Hearing, Angels and Guides, 21 Days of Meditation. So you can read the book, you can take the challenge, go through that, hang out in the group, share. Like I said, it's a great support system and it's there every day. So you don't have to wait for the once a month time we get together here or the third Saturday. So it's always there. And then you can also connect with some of these amazing people that you're meeting here in chat, because a lot of them are there. So that's where this post that Kate is talking about originally showed up from Susan. Barb, is that the Medium app? No, if you're talking about the same thing about the Mystic thing, it's a summit that they posted in the Facebook group. Susan's going to get the link. Great. Okay, so you'll have it, T-Barb, if you want to go check it out. It's one of those summits where you go, you sign up, you give them your email address, and then you get multiple days, usually of different speakers who are sharing whatever it is that they're an expert in, and they have some kind of a free gift for you. Those traditional summits that used to be all the rage, but they're showing up less and less now. Good morning, Flora from Australia. I'm so glad you're here. Thanks for coming, hanging out with us. If you got a question, pop it in there, because actually it's 9 o'clock, you guys. We're going to have to wrap soon, because I promised David I would get it done by 9 o'clock. So Susan's going to get the link. Kate, you always like to lead others to the group, even if you're a bit subtle. Yeah, that's perfect, because, it's not for everybody. I personally am not a fan of Facebook, but it was the only thing available at the time that was that kind of a structure where I could bring everyone together to share. All these other platforms I looked at just didn't have those features. I am still looking for something though, where we can take it off of there and we can have more control over it, because, one day Facebook could just disappear, and then how would we connect with each other? So it's always good to have something of your own that you have control over. Oh, Barb, you're saying if you're not a moderator, you can't post a link in chat. Susan, could you, after this video this live stream is done, if you could put it in comments, that way they could get it, that would be really great. Thank you. Linda, wow, this gathering is packed with wonderful and hopeful insights and inspiration. Thank you. That's the intention. That's, from all of our teams, that's the intention. From all of us who show up, that is the intention. We're all about expansion and supporting one another here. I want you to feel the love, because they have filled me so full to bursting with this love for the world and everybody in it, that it's like, whoa, let's just let that baby fly out there. Bless everybody that it can. And as Metatron said it's infect them with a positive infection. And I said, really? You want to call it an infection? Because that seems negative. It's like, no, infection, because it spreads from one person to another in a geometric progression. It goes faster if it's an infection. So, okay, we're spreading that positive infection, you guys. The cosmic wave of transformation, infection. It's 9 a.m. where you're at. Wow, we're 12 hours apart. Oh, cool. Beth is saying hi to David. He's probably watching baseball. I can hear him in the background doing something like that. But he wants to be released to come back out after I finish. So that's what he's waiting for. Kate, you feel uplifted? No wonder your team kept telling you that you were missing out on something. You agree Facebook is not the optimum platform. Yeah. Susan, okay, you'll put it in the comments after the post. Thank you, Susan. I appreciate that. T-Barb, the theme for tonight was letting go of negativity. Yeah. And that's what Metatron's August message was all about. So if you haven't listened to Metatron's August message, go listen to it. It is a little dark, because August is going to be dark. He said July was going to be turbulent, but oh my gosh, August is picking it up more. The heat is coming, more conflict is coming, more dissonance is coming, more climate disasters. But he doesn't want us to be afraid, because none of that has a negative impact on us unless we let it be. If we're in the line of a fire or a flood or something, the important thing is that we're prepared, that we get out of there, we're safe, and we find another place to be. And that's still purposeful. There's a reason behind it all, a lesson to be learned, and you can expand and grow from it, no matter what it is or how awful it seems at the time. There's always something to be gained from it. So if we can keep that attitude, share it with one another, and move forward in that knowledge, that truth, it will serve us all well. It will help us to get through this difficult month. So if you missed it at the beginning, I was telling you one of the metaphors that came out of that particular channel was that it's going to feel like your toothpaste in a tube getting squeezed. That's August. So now it won't be that bad for us, because we got the inside scoop, you guys. We know how to deal with it. So don't fall into worry and fear. Stay in love and light. Stay in that place of sharing the love and light. Trust, faith in your team, knowing they've got your back. Up, down, sideways, in between. You're covered. You can get through this. And together, we can get through even more. T-Barb, the August message was fabulous. The chaos coming brings the new. Yeah. Beautiful kindness and compassion. Oh, yes, please. We need to get rid of all this hatred that's been fomented and seems to be just freely flying around, causing people to hate each other and have conflict. We need that all gone. And it is slowly. It's going to be swept away. So part of the disasters is a cleanup job. It's also part of what Gaia needs to do for herself, part of her transformation. She's got to do those things. That's no other way for her to accomplish it. It's not personal. She's not trying to hurt us. And that's where the angels will step up and help you if you're tuned in. So just know that. Lean on that. Trust that. Keep moving forward. Let the worries go. Don't fall into worry and fear. Richard, you were thinking a few weeks ago that it would be nice if somebody started an open chat room about once a week for the group. Anyone interested? If you've got an open chat room, let us know the details. Yeah. I mean, I do it as often as I can here and with Zoom, but if I did too much of it, then I wouldn't get any writing done. So I've got to have that balance. But yeah, I would love to find that. I actually got a software that was one I could control and people could come in. It was like a little bit like the old bulletin board systems where we could send messages to one another and everybody could see it. I couldn't get people to buy in and use it. It was free. I couldn't get them to buy in and use it because it was so different from what they were used to. It was a different platform you had to go to. It was just a couple of steps too far that people weren't motivated enough to do. So we used to have the old Yahoo chat groups. Those worked really well. And, you could have the threads emailed to you daily or weekly, whatever you wanted. That was another great way to stay in touch, but we didn't own those. So when the Yahoo system went away, they went away too. I know there's a thing called MeWe that's like a takeoff of Facebook that is supposedly freer and better. But again, people don't want to go there. They're comfortable on Facebook. So that's the behemoth that we've got to overcome. I know we will. I know there's a way. So Richard, maybe your suggestion is what we're needing. I'm totally open to options. So keep us posted on what you come up with. Stacy, you're so welcome. Susan, you're welcome. Welcome, Beth. Okay. So I think we're at the end of the questions, you guys. It's only 9:08. Thank you all for being here. I totally appreciate it. Much love to you. I can't wait to see you again next month for Metaphysical Monday. And if you're on my mailing list, you're going to get the invitation to come to the Zoom call, which is the third Saturday, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. But you got to be on my mailing list to do that. So I'm going to give you the link for that in case you're not already and you want to join us. I mean, seriously, you get free readings about anything you want on that third Saturday. You just have to give me your email address so I can email it to you. That's it. I think I spelled it right. There you go. You're welcome, Teresa, T-Barb, Linda, Starfish, Kate. Love and light. That's a great way to end. Thank you for being here. I'm going to hit the end button, you guys. Have a fabulous, what is it? Rest of the week. It's Monday, right?